Hi everyone, how are you all? I hope you all are gorgeous. Today I am going to deal with the verb. What is a verb? In simple terms, and in lower classes, we study that all the doing words are verb. Continuing the same definition and a little bit elaborating it, I may say a word that expresses an action, state, position, or predicates a fact is called a verb. Let us see how these words, that means the verbs, they express action, fact, or like that. So, action by a subject, we sleep at night. Action to an object, he is playing football. She is learning music. She is completing her homework, etc. Then a fact. The sun rises in the east. It's a fact. Edison was a great scientist. It states the position or the same stated or a fact that Edison was a great scientist. Aryabhatta was a great mathematician. Like that. Now, types of verbs. There are mainly two types of verbs: principal verb, that is main verb, and auxiliary verb or helping verb. Remember one thing, auxiliary verbs include helping verb as well as modals. May, might, can, could, will, shall, would, should, need, dare, ought to. All these are modals. And helping verbs like be form, is, are, am, was, were, have form, has, have, had, do form, do, does, did. These helping verbs and auxiliaries, they have been categorized in one group, and principal verb or main verbs have been categorized in another group. So there are two groups only: principal or main verb and auxiliary or helping verbs. Today I am going to be limited with finite verbs only. Again, principal verb can be divided into two groups, that is finite verbs and non-finite verbs. I am sticking myself to finite verbs only, and let us see what are the different types of finite verbs. First of all, what is a finite verb? A verb which is limited to person, number, tense, voice, and mood is called finite. Non-finite verbs, these verbs are not at all limited to person, number, tense, voice, and mood. They are always same. Now, different types of finite verbs. The first one is transitive verb. What is a transitive verb? A verb which requires an object to complete its sense is called transitive verb. Or a verb which expresses an action that passes on object is called transitive verb. For example, the teacher teaches us. Here teaches becomes transitive verb as the action of the teacher teaching affects us. We are affected by the action of the teacher. So this us becomes here object. Now let us understand what an object is. What is an object? Object is a noun or pronoun on which the action is passed or which is affected by the action of subject. These objects are the answers of what or whom. How to find out an object from a sentence? Just put the question what or whom, and whatever the answer you get, that becomes the object. For example, suppose here the teacher teaches us. Here I put what? What does the teacher teach? I am not getting the answer. So this statement itself is wrong. This question is wrong. But suppose I ask, whom does the teacher teach? We are getting the answer, us. So us becomes here object. So what gives the answer of the direct object and whom gives the answer of indirect object? Remember, generally what direct objects are always non-living things and indirect objects are always living beings. Next comes intransitive verb. A verb which does not pass the action on the object, or a verb which does not require an object to complete its sense, is called transitive verb. For example, the birds are flying in the sky. Here flying becomes intransitive verb, as in the sky is not at all an object. As I told, objects can be found out with the help of putting the question what or whom, and whatever we get the answer, that becomes object. But here we are not getting. Another example I am citing, the baby is crying. Here crying is intransitive verb. Next one is defective verb. These verbs can be used in all tenses. These verbs cannot be used in all tenses, mood, and it is used only in present and past tense, not in future tense. Will, shall, may, can, ought, must, need, and the other form of will, shall, may, might, can, could, would, all these. These may be transitive or intransitive. It may be both transitive or intransitive. Then comes incomplete verb. Verbs, both transitive and intransitive, fail to make a complete sense even after taking an object and require word or words to complete their predicate, is called incomplete verb. These may be transitive or intransitive both. Just to repeat, a verb both may be transitive or intransitive, which fails to make complete sense even after taking an object. It takes the object and still then it fails to complete its sense, and require word or words to complete their predicate, is called incomplete verb. For example, when I say transitive verb, when I cite an example of transitive verb, the judge found him guilty. Suppose I state, stop here. The judge found him. The answer whom is clear. Whom did judge find? Him. But what? What did he find him? Guilty. This guilty is a required term to complete the sense of this sentence. This guilty becomes required term to complete the sense, and so this verb found becomes here incomplete. Intransitive verb, the medicine tasted. Suppose I say simply, the medicine tasted. It is intransitive verb, no doubt, but it requires something else. What did it taste? The medicine tasted bitter. Bitter is a required term to complete its sense. So, these are all incomplete verbs. That means verbs which require some other words even though they have got an object or may not have got object to complete its sense is called incomplete verb. Next is, let us see how the verbs are formed. On the basis of conjugation, main verbs can be classified into two groups, that is strong verbs, weak verbs. Strong verbs are formed by changing an inside vowel. Weak verbs are formed by adding a suffix, that is d, d, ed or t. Let us go in detail. Strong verbs, when I take strong verbs, these are the verbs where inside vowels are changed. For example, rise, rose, risen, drink, drank, drunk. Similarly, weak verbs, a verb that needs the addition of a suffix d, ed or t. For example, reap, ripped, ripped, learn, learnt, learned, say, said, said. Certain verbs are partly strong and partly weak too. For example, sow, S-O-W, sow, sowed, S-O-W-E-D, sowed. Here, ed is being added, weak form of verb. Another form, changing the vowel or adding any consonant sound, so, sawed, sown, show, showed, sewn, sew, sewed, shown, like that. All these are. Next is formation of different forms of verbs. A verb of different form can be formed by the following rules given below. By changing vowels, as just now I cited example, rise, rose, risen, begin, began, begun, come, came, come, dig, dug, dug, hold, held, held, ring, rang, rung, win, won, won, spin, spun, spun. Here one thing is to be remembered. The second and third form of abide, abode, is abided when it is used to convey to live up to promise, live up to a promise or agreement. He abided by the rules and regulations of the game. Similarly, bear, bore, born. This bear, when it means to give birth, has two forms in past participle, that is born, born, borne. When it means to give birth, it becomes born, born. For example, she has born 4 children. She has given birth to 4 children. Here, given birth to 4 children means borne. But he was born in 1947. born, born. Remember that past participle born is only used in passive voice. Past participle form born is used in passive voice only. Next is by adding a suffix n or ne or e in the third form. Arise, arose, arisen. Blow, blew, blown. Bear, bore, born. Drive, drove, driven. Eat, ate, eaten. Rise, rose, risen. Go, went, gone, etc. Then by adding d or ed or t to the second and third forms of verb and without any change in the vowel. For example, walk, walked, walked. Talk, talked, talked. Prove, proved, proved. Wash, washed, washed. Deal, dealt, dealt, mean, meant, meant, learn, learned, learned, burn, burnt, burnt, etc. Next one is by changing a vowel as well as by adding a suffix to a verb. For example, feel, felt, felt. Here suffix is added, sometimes suffix is added, and sometimes we are changing the vowels also. Kneel, knelt, knelt. Bring, brought, brought. Sell, sold, sold. Teach, taught, taught. Fight, fought, fought. Think, thought, thought. Seek, sought, sought. Can, could, etc. Sometimes we find same in all the three forms. That is, sometimes all the three forms, present, past and past participle, remain the same. For example, bet, 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 burst, 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 cast, 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 cost, 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 hurt, 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 late, 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 read, 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 slot, 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 shut, 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 etc. Next, so here remember one thing, for any other changes found in the form of verbs, there is no specific rule, and to understand it, we have to memorize it and read as much as possible so that we are able to understand all these things. Thank you very much.